Good afternoon. I'm Michelle French. I am the Director of Rural Housing at Rural CAP. I've been with Rural CAP since 2009 and started as the Self-Help Housing Coordinator here in Soldotna. I'm born and raised here in Soldotna, so super excited to share some information about what Rural CAP does. So we were founded in 1965, and we are a state nonprofit organization. We are working to improve the quality of life for low-income Alaskans. We have a board of directors that govern us. There are 24 of them that represent every single region in the state of Alaska. And we are working to alleviate the root causes of poverty in our state. We have served thousands of Alaskans throughout its history, both directly and indirectly. And in the past 10 years, we've employed an average of 651 employees around the state of Alaska, with an average of 71 communities in every single year that we serve. But today I really want to talk to you about our home ownership opportunities here on the Kenai Peninsula and throughout all rural Alaska. We are a HUD Housing Certified Counseling Agency. We are a USDA Rural Development Certified Packager and a 523 Technical Assistance Grantee for the Mutual Self-Help Housing Program. And we're also a community-based development organization. So as a HUD Certified Housing Counseling Agency, we are really focused on helping individuals and families become eligible for the mortgage lending that they need in order to purchase their own homes. We help with credit counseling and budget assistance and prepare our clients for home ownership. And as a USDA Rural Development Certified Packager, we package for the 502 Direct program, which is their single family direct program. And it can provide funding to help people purchase existing homes, have one built. There's no down payment for this program. It's a fixed interest rate, and currently it's 4.5%, which you're going to be really hard-pressed to find another mortgage at that interest rate. It also allows for a longer term than a traditional mortgage at 33 or 38 years based on your income. And it can also be that interest rate can be subsidized down to 1% based on income as well, which helps with affordability. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Mutual Self-Help Housing Program. We began our program in 2007 here on the Central Kenai Peninsula, and since that time we've built 93 homes in Sterling, Soldotna, and Kenai. And we've got 9 more that are currently under construction in Soldotna, and we've got another 39 units planned over the next 2 years in 4 different communities, 2 of which are here on the Kenai Peninsula. So we do have 10 units that we're going to be doing in Seward, and also 9 in Sterling. Mutual Self-Help Housing is a group of families that work together to build their homes under the supervision of a skilled project manager who provides all of the training and technical assistance that those families need to build a quality home. Rural CAP will acquire between 9 and 12 lots, and we develop those lots, and then we qualify the families for the funding that they need in order to purchase a lot from us, as well as all of the building materials and subcontracted labor. Rural CAP provides all of the technical assistance those families need to own or build the homes from the ground up. And the families do 65% of the labor on their home and their neighbors' homes through this program. It generally takes about 12 to 14 months from the start. And during that time, our families put in 35 hours a week constructing each of those homes in that project. And nobody gets to move in until all of those homes are completed. Now, 35 hours sounds like a lot, and it is, especially with people that have full-time jobs and families. But the cornerstone of this program is really for getting the community involved. So families recruit friends, volunteers to help them with half of those hours, which helps the construction move along. Eligible families are families that are able to qualify for a 502 direct mortgage loan through USDA Rural Development. And they also have to be able to do that commitment of 35 hours a week to build their homes. And there are income guidelines, and while this isn't a low-income project, there are income guidelines for that 502 mortgage loan. They are pretty generous, though, so a family of 1 to 4 can make up to $86,500 gross annually, and for a family of 5 to 8, they can make up to $114,150 a year. So that puts us square in our workforce housing folks, our teachers, our firefighters, our policemen. There are also credit guidelines which need to be met. There is no minimum credit score, but if a family has a 640 or greater, that means that there's no additional analysis that we need to do. Scores under 640 can be acceptable, but we do have to take a look and see why the score is under 640 and make sure that there's no indicators of unacceptable credit. The credit is really important because it's a big indicator of the applicant's willingness and ability to pay their debt. And there's lots of benefits to the Mutual Self-Help Housing Program. There is no down payment required. Cash out of pocket is incredibly low. Families need to come up with $250 at the beginning, which covers their tool deposit as well as credit report that we run. There are no payments required during construction, so that 12 to 14 months that they're building their house, they're not having to make payments, so they can still maintain their quality of life, making sure that they're paying their rent on time, and it's not going to impact their financial stability. Again, very favorable loan terms. The 502 direct mortgage, like I indicated before, has a longer term subsidized interest and a low interest rate, making it very affordable. And it's both a construction and a permanent loan, so it's a single close, and the interest rate that you close at is what it's going to be for the permanent financing. Payments do include taxes and insurance, so and most people are going to pay less in their mortgage payment than they pay in rent. This creates marketable skills for our families. So families are going to learn carpentry skills, construction skills, and we've had many of our families that have gone through the program actually go into the construction industry. Our current project manager built a home through our program. Was in 2016, I believe. He's managing our project now, and our construction assistant built a home in 2016 as well. This also creates revenue for the communities that we serve. So these are, it's taxable revenue for the borough and city that we build in, and we also hire local. So we hire local staff that manage and run the program, and we also hire local subcontracted labor for the skilled parts like plumbing and electrical. The houses are very attractive. They're new, 5-star, and energy rated as well. They've never been lived in. Families are incredibly proud of the work that they've done, and you can see it in the way that they maintain the homes. What also helps make these more affordable for our families is that we are able to secure subsequent grants for our families. We partner with state and federal agencies for down payment assistance, and these grants are conditionally forgivable grants. So there's no payments, no interest, and as long as they live there for 5 to 10 years, they are, a portion of it is forgivable. And so along with the sweat equity, it does reduce the balance of the USDA mortgage, making the housing payments even more affordable. And then I've just got a few pictures to share with you of some of the homes that we've done here on the central Kenai Peninsula. This is our 4-bedroom, 2-bath model with a 2-car garage. This home sits on a 1-acre parcel off of K Beach Road. And then the next slide shows some interior views. They are all open plans. Left side is the kitchen dining. Right side would be the master bedroom, walk-in closet, bathroom in there. And then the next screen shows us the interior view of the garage, mechanicals, and a bathroom.
Hello again. Well, we're pulling up the other PowerPoint. Remember on my other presentation, I talked about partnerships. Rural Cap was one of the partners in our grant application because Rural Cap also is very involved in child care in the state and has a is involved with the local child, not care, but preschool program. And so they were able to do a letter of support saying they'd be there to help us with our startup. So partner. Nice. Okay, great. Here to speak about it. Really exciting. If childcare wasn't exciting enough, talking about a really exciting housing project that South Peninsula Hospital has going on in Homer. Next slide, please. We've already introduced you to the hospital, so we can move along. Next slide. So this was our situation. We would recruit people. A lot of the hospital positions are hard to recruit positions. They're very specific training, especially in a community our size. We really want folks that have some experience under their belt because you have to wear a couple hats. Usually we don't have enough volume that you just get to specialize in one thing. Like you have to. So we really want to recruit people with experience and specialty training. And we spend a lot of time on money and recruitment and interviews and flying people up and all this other kind of stuff. And then you get to sign the deal and it's like, well, where do we live? Or they come and they're only here for 3 months or 6 months, like the other presenter said, and boom, they're gone because they couldn't find anywhere to live. And it was really taxing the organization, just like it was taxing every employer on the peninsula was dealing with it. Ours was just maybe a little different because people were flying in from other states and moving families. And then there was nowhere. So what we started doing was we started leasing properties around the community. And as of about a year ago, we were up to 26 leases that the hospital held of houses and apartments in a community that was screaming, there's no affordable housing. And you can imagine with 26 leases, sometimes they're all full. Sometimes there's only 2 or 3 there's 2 or 3 empty because the people we were putting in those houses were anything from somebody coming for a week-long interview, somebody coming down for 3 days, 5 days from J-Bear to fill in for the ER doctor who was on vacation, on up to a brand new security guard we hired from Anchorage. And his family couldn't find a place to stay because, of course, they came in the middle of summer. And so put them in one of the apartments for 3 to 6 months till they could find a place, which they couldn't. But anyway, so a real variety of users in those 26 leases. Oh, and then there's traveling nurse people who, sign a 6-month contract, and part of the contract is we'll provide housing for them. So a wide variety of users, a wide variety of locations throughout the community, and types of facilities, houses, apartments, duplexes, that type of thing. I couldn't bear going to one more community meeting where lack of housing was the number one find. Even our own community health needs assessment had it. And we just knew that the hospital could not do that anymore. And we're paying a lot of money to lease all of those properties. So this springish, we did an RFP, request for proposal. All we did was paint the problem. We didn't say what we wanted. We didn't say it has to be this or it has to be that, or we were open to anything. A hotel, a bunch of an apartment complex, a bunch of house. Like we were open to camps. We were open to anything, any kind of proposal to solve our need and let us release these 26 leases that we were holding back into the community. I didn't think anybody would answer. Karen and I got on the phone. We're brainstorming other people who had done something, a project like that before, just to make sure that like the RFP was out there and everything. And I didn't think anybody would respond. We got responses. People replied from all over the state. It was really great. And we had local responses too. So it was wonderful. We got to like interview people and go on site visits, and it was really great. And the one that we selected, next slide, please, will be a housing development of 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom units. And we will be, there we go. There's a little drawing. And so it is with Two Hands Construction, which is a local construction company and property manager. And they have several housing developments in the greater Homer area already. And so they have a proven track record and been there a long time. And they were able to partner with, for land, they were able to partner with another business owner in town that had some land that was available. So it was a nice little partner application when they put it in. So the project will result in a 10-year lease with South Peninsula Hospital. Remember, I work for the nonprofit that is contracted by the borough. We did have to get borough permission to sign a 10-year lease like that because that's a big commitment, and just need to make sure everything was okay with the borough for that and get their nod. And it will be, as listed here, 10 one-bedroom, 11 two-bedroom, and 4 three-bedroom units. Next slide. So this is where it's located, just as you come right into the community, kind of cross that straightaway flats before you get into town itself. Nice location, nice view, so it'll be a pleasant place to live. About a mile from the hospital. They could even walk if they wanted. Small little yards. This is our gateway district. The planners in the room, so I have to I have to acknowledge that. So this is our gateway district, and so we'll definitely, the developer will work with our city planner to make sure that it is a good space for the users that are going to live there, but also it's a beautiful, welcoming visual as folks are arriving to the community. Next slide, please. So this is an aerial look at the property itself, right along the bluff there. You can see the shoreline on the lower left area. The development area is just about 4.5 acres. Next slide, please. And here's a little, I don't even know if the city planner has seen this yet. So here's a little draft. We've gone through lots of iterations with the team to come up with something that we like and we think that the city will approve through a conditional use permit process and that is doable in the timeline and financial that will work for everybody. So we tried to lay it out so it's like a little village, you know, a couple units grouped together and a little road that goes through, and just to create a neighborhood feel for the folks that are there. We don't want them to feel like they are in camp since we have the opportunity to create the space. So that's the site concept. Next slide. So hopefully this spring we will be able to do some of the site work and get all of the plans done, all the utilities and everything approved, and get through the conditional use permitting process with the City of Mulver Planning Commission. And then assuming that we are able to do that, then we can actually start construction next spring and be ready to roll with the first phase by April of 26, be able to actually start moving people in and then finish up later that year. So that is a look at kind of like what the project will be like. We're super excited. It's sadly not going to be, it's still another 2 years till we're going to like start freeing up those leases. But it's great for the community to know that that we'll be helping a tiny bit with that, with adding capacity, housing capacity back into the community. And the asset itself will, like when our lease is done, if we're no longer needing it, there's 26 houses that are built for the community. So it'll be really great. Thank you.